Welcome into the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where today we continue our 3-game away streak to open up the season. Our second straight game against a top 10 opponent. Today, taking on number 5 in the TCU Horned Frogs. And for our Cardinal, who just came off a close game against Georgia, 13-10, they dropped that one. And it's been over 4 quarters since they scored their last touchdown. That one came midway through the 4th in the Liberty game to open the season, which was a drive led by Gordon Draft. He got the start last week. And against Georgia, he threw 153 yards, 61% complete. However, he did have 3 turnovers, and Coach Barrington talked about those during a press conference prior to today's game. In that conference, he wrote off 2 of the interceptions, 2 of which were not the fault of Gordon Draft. The receivers just did not make a play in a one-on-one situation. However, the one pass that was his fault was a deep ball which had an open receiver and should have been a touchdown. And he will continue to get the start here today, as TCU has not faced high competition. The best that they have faced is Duke, and they wiped the floor with them 34-10. In that game, Ben Moncrief, TCU's quarterback, he threw for 243, 3 touchdowns, 76% complete. But they did not get the running game going whatsoever. It was all receiving, led by another senior in Vernon Lemons, who went over 100, 2 touchdowns. Defensively, they really didn't do anything that stood out. They had a few TFLs, 1 sack, and they did force 1 interception. We've faced much better defenses. And with the composure the draft showed, Coach Barrington wants to see what he could do against a lesser-rated defense with a little bit more on the lines, as they are ranked number 5, we are ranked number 14. And a win for us down here in Fort Worth could skyrocket us back inside the top 10, as Mays has us underway. Kicking it off, McConnell set back to return, and he will take the touchback. Horned Frogs will be starting at the 25, a senior-led group. And that's very much the opposite here for our Stanford Cardinal. Now a young group. We graduated all of our seniors last year. Starting with a tunnel screen, they find, and breaking through is another senior receiver, Tevin Breida. And he's showing off all the speed as he breaks away from the pack. An early touchdown it will be for the TCU Horned Frogs. They open the game with a short pass taking the distance as the senior finds a fellow senior. And it's a pretty massive statement made on the opening play. A 7-0 scoreline. And again, this Cardinal offense hasn't scored a touchdown in over 4 quarters. They start at the 21, handing it off to Montrell Dog, who will pick up 5. Now, they've looked his way quite often in the opening 2 games. Got a little bit banged up last week. Should be healthy to get this one going as he bounces off the weak tackle, sprinting away, a little stiff arm to add on to it. Finally shoved out at the 45. A massive run. And now Thompson will check in. They look his way with the halfback screen. Blocker comes in, Fowler. Ball pops out, but after he lands out of bounds. But it does count for 2 big plays from the running backs back to back. We're in the plus side. Get motion from Blouse, left to right. Swing it out his way as they get the orbit screen. Sprinting sideline, stiff arm, push down at the 10. 3 big plays in a row for the Stanford Cardinal. And they are set up inside the red zone at the 10. Though they say 1st and 10 here. Little space to get a first down, but going nowhere on play 1. The Oklahoma native stuffs it down the middle. Leaves a 2nd and 11. They're going to count that as a loss. Draft now, he steps up, looking to pick up a block. He doesn't quite get it from Lanier, but he scrambles down to the inch line, bringing out goal line v. goal line. As they hand it off to Kramer, the do-it-all backer, tight end, and fullback. He gets the Cardinal in the end zone for the first time in about 5 quarters. Stanford answer the one-play touchdown drive of TCU, and we are back level here in Fort Worth. As the defense heads on out, they're going to need to put together a much better performance, but just not giving up a touchdown on play one would do so. Instead, they give up a first down. It's Casper with the catch. He's going to play a little bit in the slot. Moncrief with 2 good passes to open up his day as they look for the run, and Kiki Harulahu, he's all over it. They have big expectations for him this year, and trying to fill in the shoes of Rico Cote. He's got a lot that he's got to step up and do as Sony Fotu slows him down. Atkins with the shoulder. Together they bury that run. It's a 3rd and 11 here. 2 spread either side as they look to set up the screen. Worked out pretty well for him the first time, and getting the first down is the running back. Camarillo, the Texas native, getting it done here for his home state with a 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll look to go right back to him, and a great job, Thad Smith. Shook off 2 blockers and got the tackle. Well, we're talking about linebacker comparisons. Him and Maxwell Richardson, very similar. Throw to the outside, and the tight end will get the edge. First down to the 45. Another true Texan here for the Horned Frogs, making a play. With a fresh set of downs, Moncrief throws downfield, and he finds him yet again. It's Breida. Yeah, the opening play touchdown, now just a big gain. Sending up the Horned Frogs down inside the red zone. They go bunch to the left-hand side. With the screen set up, a blocker in front. Getting tackled from behind, Sony Fotu. And it's going to be a heavy front with a 2nd and 1 to follow. Bringing the blitz, it's picked up well. Throwing, Moncrief has lemons, but he's just shy of the end zone. They'll mark it 1st and goal as they hand it off and into the end zone. Diving, Camarillo regains the lead here for the TCU Horned Frogs, and so far it's lack of defense in this game. 3 straight scoring drives. Once again, that pins this offense with a long field needing to answer. Starting back at the 17, Dog right down the middle, he picks up a gain of 7. Running game starting off pretty well here for our Cardinal as they go with the triple option, pulling it and flipping it. Dog to the outside. He will pick up the first down to the 31. Gone his way quite often. They go his way again, but stuffed. This time Cardinal lose a yard, and they'll get the ball off here. Final play of the quarter, throwing, avoiding the sack. And we send this one to the break. It looked like they had Lanier. But they'll have to convert after the end of the first quarter here. -1 rushing yards, but a rushing touchdown has the TCU Horned Frogs in front here, 14-7. They have a favorable down and distance to get the second quarter officially underway. 3rd and 11, hard count, they get someone to jump. Throwing, it's caught for the first down, so they can decline the penalty. Blouse picks up the 11 needed. And it already looks a little bit like Draft is starting to open up that passing game a little bit. Was his first real time passing last week. Seemed a bit conservative with the play calling, but he's already finding several different receivers as he picks up a nice one there. Now with motion left-hand side, they go jet sweep. Moses couldn't find the edge. Galloway coming down from the linebacker's spot. He seals the edge and forces a 3rd and 1. Draft back in the pistol. Kramer to help block. Dog down the middle. He's got the first down and rumbling for an extra few. He's not one to go down easy, that's for sure. 1st and 10, RPO, but immediately tackled in the backfield. Kyle Fox, another senior here for TCU out of Texas, picks up the 3-yard TFL, a 2nd and 13. As they get motion under pressure and a huge sack, loss of 10. It's Garrett Edmond, another senior out of Texas. I think the question is, does TCU recruit any other state? 3rd and 23. As it's going to be a deep pass here, Lanier couldn't find the ball. It will end up being a punt by the Cardinal. But TCU made a couple big plays late in that drive, and ultimately ended it. Now, the Cardinal defense need to do the same thing with a big stop there. Kiki again meets Camarillo in the backfield. And this defense for the Cardinal did very well against Georgia last week, though this is a different style of offense. They've already given up quite a few big passes, and they give up another one there. Breida with the beautiful toe taps at the sideline. That would be a catch on Sundays. 1st and 10. As they hand it back off, Kiki again meets Camarillo. He's showing his run stop ability here. No gain, 2nd and 10. Get press coverage across the board here. Rush from the interior, but the tight end works his way open on Smith. He's down the seam into plus side. And Moncrief just keeps finding at least one guy sitting open, and early movement, it's gonna be on Paschal, the redshirt freshman DT. He's made a couple big plays in the pass rush, but that's gonna hurt his team. 1st and 5 as they go to hand it off, finding a cutback lane for a hard-earned one. As we saw with his stats from last week, he doesn't really pick up the most with his carries, but he finds the touchdowns. As they look his way here for that cutback, and he gets the 1st down. Those 4 yards, all he has net total today on 8 carries. 1st and 10 with a quick throw and very soft coverage. 1st down. Schlegel brings down Lemons. The Cardinal got to figure things out in their secondary. Way too much space here for the Horned Frog receivers. As they throw, breaking it up, diving was Asher. He's the only senior out in that DB group here today. 2nd and 10 as they'll continue passing the ball and somehow squeezing it in. Lemons, he was draped with coverage. Kiki underneath. He had a guy over the back of him, and somehow that ball just sneaks on through. They go right back his way with a catch of 6. And that sends us inside the 2-minute warning. TCU back to the 5-yard line. They have a 2nd and 4, and they're going to motion out their running back. Looking his way, Kiki, he's all over him. Well, he is a big body linebacker. Dude has some speed, shows it off there. 3rd and 4, a chance to get off the field, but instead they find Breida, and Breida finds his 2nd touchdown of the game. A 2-score lead here for TCU. With 1:24, time still here for the Cardinal to try to pull this game back before halftime. Gordon Draft, he starts with a throw to the outside, and he finds Lanier. Big catch. 1st down. Clock will stop as they get the play reset. They have a bunch to the left-hand side. Lanier to the right. Draft gets back to the line, immediately snaps the ball. To the outside is Moses. He's got a bunch of space around him, turning down inside the 30. In less than 20 seconds, Cardinal have already driven down the field here. With time still to spare, timeouts to use as well. They go back to the running game. Dog refuses to go down. However, a flag went down much earlier in the play. This will back them up. They get the senior right guard in Fowler with the hold. So 1st and 20. As it's play action, they look to set up the tight end screen. They get it out to Gomez, and he's going to pick up the lost yardage. Stanford, however, does not elect to call a timeout there. Clock moves inside 30 seconds. 2nd and 9. He spins, throws, finding Gomez. He's got another 1st down, and the 1st timeout called there. Big passing plays so far this drive for Draft. Finally getting that opportunity to show off his arm strength. However, he's under pressure, bails out, throws, and Moses couldn't find it. He seemed to do a pretty good job of getting it in his area. Opportunity goes to the wayside. As they look for Dog, it's a lofted pass and tipped and picked off. How unlucky can you be for Gordon Draft? Also don't know how the physics works on that. The ball just magnetizes to the hands of a TCU DB, and we could send this thing into half 21-7. You've got to find the end zone, and it's an opportunity that the Cardinal missed there. They had 2 receivers who could have made that big play. Didn't happen, and Tevin Breida, he is the difference maker in that first half. 5 targets, 4 grabs, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They had 1 play to Camarillo, and that is the 21-7 difference in this one. But ultimately, the Cardinal offense seems to be back in groove. They just have to capitalize, and they have a great opportunity as we start the half with possession. It's Montreal Dog taking it down the middle. He picks up 4. Well, the run game looking pretty solid, and the pass game actually opening things up here. We could see a lot more action offensively in this half. Throw to the outside is caught by Blouse. He didn't get very many targets the last couple weeks. I'm sure they want to get him well established. Hurry up goes the offense. Single high safety, some press on the outside. And they got a deep target here. Lanier, he drops it. Another opportunity missed, and it's not the fault of Draft. Last week, he missed the deep ball shot. That one was on the money. They hand it off to Montreal Dog to follow, and he picks up the first down. But opportunities that just keep going by the wayside for the Cardinal. Got to clean that up. Throw to the outside. They get Moses. Good blocking, and a first down. Down 2 possessions. The defense hasn't necessarily shown a great aptitude to stop this TCU offense. You got to find scores quickly. With a drop touchdown ball, a gain of 1 there. Opportunities, you got to keep correcting. As Draft just has to get rid of it. Nowhere to go. But he is looking pretty good out there. One of the many different quarterback options that the Cardinal have. And under pressure, he gets rid of it. 4th and 9. Babineau had the instant pressure. But the offense stays on the field. 4th and 9. Hard count, no one jumps. Cardinal do still snap it. And Draft is dropped. He tried to escape the pocket. TCU picks up the turnover on downs. A risky move here early on in the second half for Coach Barrington. But perhaps that was a move forced by the defense's lack of making big plays. As a good juke cutback lane, Camarillo picks up a nice gain. We'll give it to TCU. The running game hasn't quite been there today, but they just keep trying to find a way to make it work. 2nd and 3. They go back to him, and he's going to get stopped short of the line to gain. Marcotte comes in from the slot spot. And a 3rd and 2. They run it. Schlegel meets him, but a first down gain. You kind of feel like the defense has to force a turnover here to get some momentum on the side of the Cardinal. RPO, and they hand it off eventually. A short gain. A very heavy running drive to start this second half. Potentially that changed with the turnover on downs. But they're already up 2 possessions. Throw to the outside is caught. And again, that provides a 3rd and short here for the Horned Frogs. They will look to throw under pressure, and it's over the top of Asher. Breida has a 3rd touchdown, and he makes it a 3-score lead here for TCU. Stanford's going to have to answer quickly, otherwise the route might be on. With a fairly inexperienced quarterback, I can't wait to see what Coach Barrington decides. As the offense does hit the field, they're going to come out 1 receiver either side. Expect a lot more passing, and we might see a lot more of Draft having to scramble out here. As he throws, he finds Moses. A first down gained here, play 1, and they are going right into the hurry up. They've been able to find some passing plays against the TCU defense. They just haven't been able to find the end zone as much. And they've been under pressure. They can't get the ball out. They can't gain yards. It's as simple as that. 2nd and 10. 4-man rush. Draft tries to step up, but he can't get by the line of scrimmage. It's Babineau making the play at the line in a 3rd and 10. Hard count. Let's make that a 3rd and 5. The Cardinals still have the hard job of making sure they get the first down here. 5 yards still needed. 2 receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right. As they look to throw under pressure, takes the hit, and the ball goes into the back of the offensive lineman. A 4th and 5. Offense still on the field. They get someone to jump, however, the flag is not thrown. Some home field cooking perhaps, but they find Blouse. He's sprinting down, pushed out about the 30-yard line. And they'll get right back to it. They need 3 touchdowns here. They've only managed 1, and closing in on 7 quarters of play. Motion again from that left-hand side, rolling, and again barely getting the ball out in time. Perhaps Draft needs to sit more in the pocket, and that might keep things a little bit cleaner for him. Either way, he's got to find some catches quickly. As he goes to Gomez, he'll squeeze out the first down and get again right back into that hurry-up offense. 2 to the left-hand side, 1 to the right-hand side is Lanier. Ball also out there left-hand side. He's one of the young targets here as they go back out to Gomez, just shy of the first down. We'll see, perhaps they go with a run here instead. Dog, he's just got to pick up about half a yard. They go with the draw and they eat him up. It's almost like TCU knew what the play call was gonna be. Single back set here, pistol ace. They go dog, and he's shy of the first down. But at this point, you've already gone for it so many times on 4th. Might as well try it one more time here. Thompson checks in at running back. 2 receivers to the left. They bring the blitz, and Thompson runs in between it. First down and hurry up here. We're just about the minute mark left here of the 3rd quarter. Stanford has to find the end zone. No one really opens up, so throwing away is Draft. And now we see Montrell Dog and Thompson in. It's a Wildcat formation here for the Cardinal, as they will look to throw this one. Kramer off the hands. A huge missed opportunity. Montrell Dog threw the pass, and it was a pretty decent one for a running back. This time it's Draft that throws it, and Stanford finally finds the touchdown. It is Moses who's going to draw them within 2 scores. They're going to need some big plays from the defense as we've got a quarter and 52 seconds remaining. The one thing this team has always done is put up a fight until the very end. And we've still got a long ways until then. TCU starts at the 25. And pass rush, Mark Huck slipped. Throw is tipped away, Thad Smith. TCU almost got a big one there. A great job from Moncrief to break that sack attempt. Cardinal bring the blitz yet again. Not gonna slip him this time. Mark Huck brings him down. And it will force a 3rd and long. 16 will be needed. Marcook has a bunch to the right-hand side, and under pressure, Sampson. A sack a game at the minimum to open up the season, and picks up a big stop for the Cardinal. And one that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter, into the 4th, where we will be getting the ball. We need a quick touchdown drive, another stop on defense, and a touchdown to tie. So starting at the midfield line, the Cardinal take the field. And they start with read option. Gordon Draft down the middle. He picks up 5. Expect the Cardinal to go with a lot of hurry-up offense to end this game. 2 spread either side. Draft having to work outside the pocket. He throws an awkward angle, but he finds Moses, who gets the stiff arm out at the 27. Really nice accuracy, though, from Draft, considering his body was all contorted to try to make that play. For the 1st and 10. They go play action. Have a receiver in the back corner, though that ball is out of bounds, which is good. It was actually a TCU defender who came down with it. He was looking to find George Ball, a redshirt freshman. Aneni with a zig motion from the fullback tight end spot. Montrell Dog follows the block of Ahala, picking up 4. Well, that does still leave him a bit behind the chains for 3rd. They need 6 yards. Got a tight end and fullback out there. Ball motions on that right-hand side. And throwing downfield, it gets picked off. The ball was behind the intended target of Blouse. TCU with another big defensive play. They take over, still up by 2 scores. And that time, Draft probably just caught getting a little too fancy with it. A heat check that did not go in his favor. 1st and 10 of the 18. Starting off with a run and picking up a gain of about 5. With a 2-score lead, TCU might go the way of Camarillo a little bit more, try to get that running game well established for the future games. Good stop there, Tuttle. First time we've called his name this year. Technically the starting middle linebacker, and a lot of early movement. But it looks like Paschal was the first to jump, his 2nd on the day. That makes things much more manageable here for third down. As they throw and they beat Pua. Lemons will take this back to a 3-score lead for TCU. The Cardinal have just not been able to put together all facets of their game together this year. Where the defense has had a good game, the offense hasn't. Now the offense has a big hole to try to climb their way out of. And under pressure, Draft is just tossed down. 3 sacks given up today. That one a loss of 10. 2nd and 20. You got to find some big plays here as they throw it across the middle. Gomez gets the catch. He does not get much after the catch. Immediately goes down. Cardinal with the hurry up. They got 5.5 minutes to try to make something big happen. And they're going to have some help from their defense to do it. Moses gets the first down, spinning, trying to break every single tackle. He will get them that first down at the 37. Taking ever closer to 5 minutes. More motion right-hand side. As they look downfield for Gomez, it's too far in front. Well, the positive from that, it was a safe spot to put that ball away from any defender. As they go with a play action and under pressure, ball comes to the feet of the Nenny. And it's another third down for the Stanford Cardinal. They need 10. One spread to either side. Draft, he looks to step up, picks up a block, takes on the defenders, and gets the first down. Gotta appreciate the effort there, taking the hit. Most quarterbacks don't like to do that. As they get back to the line here, they're just in front of the midfield line. Rolling, throwing, off the hands of the linebacker. Looked like he was trying to find his crossing receiver a little bit behind, but that one well jumped. 2nd and 10. Throws to the left-hand side. He's got a Nenny this time. Getting out of bounds at the 37. Stanford will get right back to it, trying to save as much time here as possible. Throw again to the left-hand side. They get George Ball. He's out just shy of the line to gain. And it looks like Draft is nursing some form of injury there. Like he was holding at that right leg. That might be something to keep an eye on. He has taken quite a few hits today. Throws, and that ball ricochets around as he takes another. That leaves a 3rd and 1 here with a stacked front for TCU. Stanford runs into it. They pick up the first down, keeping their hopes alive at whatever hopes they do have here. As we approach 4 minutes, they still need 3 touchdowns to tie. Rolling and throwing. Adjustment made this time. Blouse gets the catch. He's stopped at the 5. They'll go with the hurry up yet again. It's the pistol ace set as they try to find another touchdown here. It's clogged up and opening up late, and it's a good thing the defender never saw that ball. If he did, we might be packing for the trip on home. 2nd and goal. Handing this one off, and Thompson, he's going to pick up a few. Cardinal get back to the line quickly. A little bit more than 3.5 minutes. Throw to the outside. Moses, he's got the touchdown. Cardinal drop back within 2 scores, but they're going to need some big plays. Those plays are going to happen on the defensive side. 1st and 10, starting at the 14. Expect them to go to the way of 14 quite a bit here. Ball pops out, and they say incomplete. I don't know about you, but that smells like some home cooking. There was no way that was a throw, but they will get credit with the incomplete pass. A quick stop and a quick 3rd and 9. Stanford has to pick up the stop here. That'll leave them about 2.5 minutes to try to find a score, get the ball back, and score again. As they throw to the outside, a stop will be made. But it does leave the Cardinal with a little bit less time than expected. 2:16. You're down by 14. Play action. And they take a shot downfield. George Ball can't hold on. He's out there because Lanier couldn't catch a pass. And that one gets jarred by the late defender arriving. 2nd and 10. And now a throw downfield. Moses is underthrown. 2 huge opportunities missed. We've seen that happen several times today for this Cardinal team. And they need to pick up a first down here as they throw to Blouse. He gets the catch. He gets the first down. 2-minute warning. And now we really got to find our way into the end zone here. Ball downfield. Ball is short. And Ball couldn't catch it. That time was a lack of strength from Gordon Draft as he's got an empty set here. They will continue passing the ball downfield or getting sacked in the backfield. A big loss. 3rd and 15. They have to go hurry up here. Got trips to the right-hand side, 2 to the left. Don't have to get it all here. But he looks for Lanier, and it's intercepted. That is gonna be your ball game. And it is pretty clear that this team is nowhere close to where they were last year. But we saw so many big name players leave. And with that, you have a lot of new guys stepping up. They're inexperienced. Their raw talent is there. But ultimately, I do believe it is that inexperience that we are seeing cause the big issues on why this team has struggled, even in their one win this year against Liberty. It wasn't a clean game. The offense didn't really show up the first 2 games. They looked better here today against TCU. But then our defense could not slow them down. So clear work ahead for Coach Barrington. And the good news for Coach Barrington is he's got a bye week to try to figure out that game plan before the Stanford Cardinal return home to Palo Alto and open up Pac-12 play, which they have to do well in, because right now, if we take a look at the top 25, our Stanford Cardinal have fallen all the way down to 25. We opened the season, I want to say, ranked 9th. If I'm not mistaken, and we have nearly dropped out of the top 25. We haven't looked good the last couple weeks. TCU, they end up moving up to number 4, and Georgia, they stay steady here at 6. So we have lost to 2 top 6 teams, but still, even in the game against Liberty, we didn't look good. So as we move forward, we need to do some self-scouting and figure out a game plan that would bring us the best success. And I don't know. Well, we'll have to see during the editing portion. That's my film study. I don't think Draft was awful today, but I do feel like his throwing abilities came up short in some key situations. The receivers didn't quite help. We'll talk about them in a moment. But I feel like a lot of passes that could have been hit were not. They came up short. That last turnover being one of those. So our other options, Montreal Avant, he's got a stronger arm. Nick Terrell. Azuma technically has a better arm, though the accuracies are much worse. And then you have Savoy, the redshirt freshman. He has some good short accuracy. Medium accuracy is tied for the second best. And deep is third best. So he might be an option that we look to try. And maybe with his lack of running ability, that still leaves Gordon Draft as an option to come in certain packages to be a running quarterback where he fits best. With the running game, I have no complaints about these guys. I just wish we haven't have had to pass as much as we needed to, especially today, to let the running backs really go to work. But when it does come to the passing game, Blouse, Moses, I think they're playing pretty well. Lanier, he just hasn't tried to attack the ball. There's been a lot of interceptions when we've thrown his way due to that lack of attacking the ball. Today, he got subbed out by George Ball. He missed that really big catch downfield. That could have been a really big turning point today. But I think we maybe give him or Vallejo an opportunity to maybe go play in the slot. If it's Vallejo, it's going to be in the slot. If it's Ball, we'll keep Moses in the slot. But either way, I think we maybe need to rotate around that third receiver. Tight end Gomez is looking pretty good. We'll have to take a look at the stats for the offensive line. I wish it kept track of who's giving up the most pressures, because that would also help us make some changes if needed. And defensively, I don't know what happened to them today. We didn't really get much of any consistent pass rush. The linebackers haven't really shown up despite all being, with the boost happening, 90 plus overall. We need some bigger play from Kiki, from Thad Smith, and when he gets on the field, James Tuttle. He's been on the field a lot. He just hasn't made any plays. The quarterback group definitely didn't make any plays today. They got burned time and time again, and that even goes into the secondary. So we got to keep an eye on that group. We'll see if we make any changes next time. But before we leave, just wanted to give you one quick update here in the recruiting, as we are doing very well. There is some close battles here, like we have Diablo, but we have some points. We're getting some guys scheduled on some visits, but we might end up shifting some points his way depending. We do have a visit scheduled already for week 6. For a lot of these guys that we were in close battles with, we've already scheduled their visits. So we're doing really well here for a lot of these guys. In fact, we're on top for pretty much all of our options. Well, that will do it for us here today. Next time, we will open up Pac-12 play as we open up a long stretch of home games. We have 5 straight, and then we split at the end. So hopefully this is the point where we have to really come out and show what we can do, get ourselves back on track. If we come out of these next 5 games being 6-2, I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot. We have 2 teams here that are in the top 25, Utah and Colorado as it stands now. Oregon at 19 later on in the year, so we can make our comeback and still try to make a push for the playoffs. But we've got to get this team corrected. So to make sure you see if we can do that, hit that bear icon in the bottom right or scroll down to the sub button and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Jaguars on Tuesday and Thursday, and we finally return home to Palo Alto. Let's leave some finger crossed emojis down in the comments below for some good luck to turn this losing streak around.